Welcome one and welcome all, ladies and gentlemen, as we get ready for game number 2 of the Twinville here tonight between the Black Raiders of Sioux City East and the Warriors of Sergeant Bluff Luton. Once again, thanks for joining in, ladies and gentlemen. Andrew Brown here to give you the balls and strikes and all the action in between. Game 1 went in favor heavily of the Sioux City East Black Raiders, who started with the lead and never let it go. In fact, they increased it all the way to a 20-4 victory across the first game here in their first conference battle between these two teams. Now mark it 34-19 in the all-time series between these two squads in favor of Sioux City East. And now it's time to see how will Sergeant Bluff Luton answer that call. Both of these teams bring back all of their offense, all of their pitching. These are two of the teams that are going very high in the standings here in their respective classes. And hey, we're about to get game number 2 underway, and it starts once again with the visiting Sioux City East Black Raiders, who start with Jack Steeler, followed by Cal Jeepson, Kason Claiborne, Logan Trickus at the cleanup spot, Bodie Coling in 5th, Lincoln McCaffrey, the DH, in 6th, followed by Chris Ford in the 7th hole. 8 is Dane Milton, and Quentin Ashcraft is the second leadoff man in the number 9 hole. That one sent high and out of play. And now we have 2 quick strikeouts on the leadoff man. 2 quick strikes anyway on the leadoff man here in Jack Steeler. Steeler did not record an out his last time up. That one deep in the hole, and all that he could do was eat that one up here. Luchin had that one, stumbled a little bit, it looked like, on the play there, and in the end, Steeler with some wheels on him, as he ended up making his way onto the base pass yet again. Chase Tuet, is doing the pitch running duties here for the Black Raiders. So an infield single, Jack Steeler now, every single at-bat he has had on this field today so far, he has reached the bases in some way, shape, or form. And now his base runner stands on first. And again, make it 8 consecutive innings that the Black Raiders have put a runner onto the base pass here on the leadoff spot. So the 2-0 count up to Cal Jeepson. He takes a look at that one. Couldn't find the zone there. So again, game 2. Last game in game 1 went to the Sioux City East Black Raiders. 20-4 was the final in that one. That gave the Warriors of Sergeant Bluff Luton their first loss of the 2025 campaign. And now with the 3-1 mark, the Warriors trying to hold off the Black Raiders from the scoreboard. That one sends a mile high, and it will not breach the outfield grass. Instead, Lofswald will have that one come down into his glove, and we record out number 1. So with that, now another dangerous hitter, Kason Claiborne, stepping on up to the plate. Last time in game 1 at a sacrifice RBI, and a big at-bat came in the second inning on the 3-run home run. He also had 2 walks and a single as part of his offensive onslaught across game 1. And now he looks in there, strike 2 to start his at bat here. You got to give credit on the mound here to Kerr, as he has come in first 2 batters anyway and put 2 strikes on them quickly. That one sails away, and that will get the runner over to second. Another runner in scoring position here. All but 1 inning has the Black Raiders had a runner in scoring position, so they have been within or scoring. Again, it's been all offense for them here in this doubleheader so far. That one too far low and inside. Ball. Game 2 brought to you by Log Cabin Greek Steakhouse in Galena, Illinois. Make sure to check them out today as Claiborne will be set down via the strikeout there as he swings through that first strikeout of the game for Kerr. And that marks out number 2 here. And now back up here. And first time in game 2, Logan Turkas, who had a pretty good game in his own right. He sends that one left field high. A two-stepper over to his left. Come down with the catch will be Van Meter. So the fly out to left will wrap up the half inning. So good start here for the Warriors as they hold strong and hard-hitting Black Raiders scoreless here. Despite the one hit, no runs across the board, one runner left on base. And now it's time to head to the bottom half. And when we do, it'll be Clean, Kerr, and Warren for Sergeant Bluff Luton. But on to the mound here for the Sioux City East Black Raiders. We take a look at a guy who absolutely was stellar last year. He says he's not much of a pitcher, but I think a lot of people would argue to differ. 82 strikeouts on the year last year. And again, that's none other than Jack Steeler. He had a .183 average against him last year. He walked just 37, just 13 earned runs given up on the year through 60 innings pitched. And man, what an overall outing, what an overall season it was for him across the 4A scene. And as we get ready and set here, don't forget, check out all that we've got across the IA baseball scene. We got scores, we got updates, we got highlights. Give us your highlights and more. We get the full picture across the state, so make sure to catch up what we're doing here. And please, if you have any thoughts, hit us up. Let us know across the entire slate. So again, 82 strikeouts marked Thieler 6th best across the entire 4A scene last year. We had him on in the pregame tour. He said, he's not much of a pitcher, but man, again, I argue to differ. He's a guy that has had absolutely stellar time on the mound. And we've seen it time and time again, and we'll probably see it even more here. Again, Jack Steeler up on the mound, 82 strikeouts from the year prior. Looking to get things rolling here as we get rocking and rolling with now the bottom half of inning number 1. And brought to you by the Log Cabin Greek Steakhouse here in Galena, Illinois. Make sure to check that out for a dining experience that you will not soon forget. Ball 1 in the dirt, second pitch. Finds its way in there. The heater on the inside off the belt. So 1-1 the count. Still a scoreless tie here in the bottom half. The pitch. A good breaker finds its way, freezing him here for strike 2. Clean, a very capable hitter, has already shown his capability of really working the count and more. So dangerous leadoff man here. And he is set down. Count Thieler, the maestro there, as he paints the outside corner for the strikeout, his first of arguably many of the game.
The pitcher, number 16.
So set down now brings a pitcher-on-pitcher matchup here as Braden Kerr will step on up to the plate. He had a pretty solid outing in his first game. He went 2 for 2 in 2 trips, 2 singles, and then called out on interference here in his third at-bat. He takes a look at a 1-1 count to start. The pitch, that one off the shoot tops, having to Ole out of danger there, 2-1. The Warriors looking to pick up win number 7 on the young season. Takes a look at a strike there. And that one just having to fight it off. A slow roller out there to McCaffrey. The pick and fire having 1 second to do anything with it. And Colling will do the duties of recording the out. But man, that was just a slow enough roller to make it challenging. And again, calling knows, obviously he knows what to do. A good pickup, and that was a quick exchange there for out number 2. And in the meantime, stepping on up after the 4-3 putout is Gavin Warren. As he takes a look now at ball 1, too far inside to even up the count. Again, 17 hits across game 1 for the Black Raiders en route to the big win. And now it's the Warriors to try and get back into this one here. Trying to freeze them on the inside corner goes Steeler, but no go on that one. Evens it up now at 2 apiece. The next pitch, that one is shot on a 2-hopper. Nice catch out there at first. The pick and the fire, the exchange is no go. A nice toss, but just a little bit too late. Seuss with really a heck of a snag out there, but it took him too far off the bag and not enough coverage there, as again it was Warren to leg out the single. First hit of the game for Sergeant Bluff Luton, as now Tate Lofswald will step on up to the plate. The lefty Jack Steeler up on the mound, already with 1 strikeout, and they do lay a bunt attempt down, and what a beauty that one is. The fire goes over Stu's head at first, and now runner coming around third. He'll look, but Warren will stay put at third. That was as picture perfect as you can make it. What a bunt right there. Lofswald with the bunt single. Officially credited as an error on the throw.
Number 1, Parker Luchin.
But now Parker Luchin will step on up with a prime opportunity here. Runners on the corners. That one gets sent high. That one sit. And that one is finding the outfield grass. And that will be a leadoff. That will be 2 runs crossing the board. The throw home is not in time. And Luchin with a 2-run double will put Sergeant Bluff Luton on the board first. It's 2-0.
Double for Luchin. Now batting for your Warriors.
And now Alex Wilson stepping on up.
Wilson.
Game 1 hitter, the better hitter for the Warriors again in game 1. So far, all the offense for them in this half inning have come down to 2 outs. 1-0 count. Again, Wilson was the better hitter as he tallied a couple hits and graced the base pass 3 times in game 1. Again, he had a double and a single, and that single driven home a run. So he officially went 2 for 3 with an RBI. One of the more consistent bats that you'll see across this lineup here for the Warriors. The corner's in here defensively for Sioux City East, as that one paints too much of the outer edge. Ball 3. Again, Thieler, 6th in 4A last year in strikeouts thrown. He looks, he fires that one too far in the dirt, and that will put Wilson onto the base pass here. So the walk will now give 2 runners on and 2 out as we bring up Braxton Van Meter to the plate. Van Meter in the first go-around went hitless, but looking to grab a big hit here with 2 down, already 2 home. The look and the fire. That one on a chopper out there to Claiborne. He'll fire to first. Nicely done off the grass, and that will be all she wrote for this half inning. So despite the put out there, at really productive first inning here for the Warriors as they tally 3 hits and they push across 2 runs to take the 2-0 advantage as we head into inning number 2. Hey, we'll be back with more. Don't go anywhere. This is iBaseball's coverage from Sergeant Bluff, it's the Warriors and the Black Raiders. Continuing on after this.
I remember personally when I was young watching the guys that were playing sports, basketball, football, wrestling, whatever it was, when they were in high school, and just thinking, I mean, how great they were and just wanting to be like them when I was older. So yeah, we are definitely always role models for those younger kids, those middle schoolers.
Now batting for the Raiders.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome on back. The top of inning number 2 sees Bodie Calling stepping on up. He takes a look at strike 1 to start his first at-bat here in game number 2 of the Twin Bill here from Sergeant Bluff. And Calling, last time up, had a home run, a big fly as part of an overall good game. He ended up reaching via error and that home run as well. And he ends up with out number 1 to start this top half of inning number 2. And that will bring up the DH and Lincoln McCaffrey, who across game 1, 4 walks and a single. So you talk about patience. He had it all and then some. So again, 1 for 1 with 4 walks on the game. Takes a look at strike 1 in his first at bat. Yeah, and we haven't had a doubleheader split for quite some time. In fact, 3 times in this entire series have we not had 2 consecutive wins by one team. And again, at least 2 consecutive wins. Again, meaning just 3 times in this entire series have these teams split back-to-back games. That one on a high chopper out there to third. The pick, the fire from Hayes is not in time. Legging out the single is McCaffrey. Talk about speed, and speed kills here as it gets them onto the base pass here. Just still 1 down. That was such a high hop that all Hayes could really do was wait for it to come down, which cost precious seconds. And in the end, it goes to McCaffrey as he gets onto the base pass for Chris Ford now. Stepping on up. Ford was one of the 5 individuals to go yard across game 1. Did so with a 2-run shot back in the 6th inning of game 1. And he takes a look there. Wisely lays off ball 2. Any updates, thoughts, scores beyond, let us know. I really appreciate all the comments, thoughts here. Give us as much as you can as we go out through this game. Trying to keep them honest there at first. So again, Sergeant Bluff on early here in this one. They lead this one by that mark of 2-0. Again, that came after a 2-run double by Parker Luchin, and that helped to give, again, start to it. Nearly half of the games in this series, the team that scores first ends up winning. Not quite half, but in the end, a good amount to really take note of. And right now, we have already seen game 1, Sioux City East early lead. They take the win. Here we have Sergeant Bluff Luton with the early lead here. Forward with a full count here. A chance to try and tack on some runs. The look, now the fire. Tried to paint the corner. In the end, gets nothing there. We now have runners on first and second here for the Black Raiders. Again, you can now count it. 9 consecutive innings that Sioux City East has had their leadoff runner on. And just as much of that in terms of runners in scoring position. They have been very efficient here in this game. And now Dane Milton stepping on up to the plate. He'll take a look at ball one. Still one down. Coach Trevor Miller watching his squad really work here today. Both squads have been, again, putting on a good show. But Sioux City East has just come out on fire in game one, and right now a chance to try and get onto the scoreboard here in game two, top half of the second. So McCaffrey stands on first, McCaffrey stands on second, Ford on first. A bunt attempt laid down, but that one goes awry. We have our first strike count of the at-bat. 2 balls, 1 strike. 1 runner down. As always, make sure to catch up our High and Tight program, which comes your way every week. And throughout the rest of the season, it will be on Mondays. You'll be able to catch that. As that one dialed in there for the strike. You'll be able to catch them every Monday, and every single Monday we'll have our player of the week from the week prior and amazing things seen this week. So amazing, again, defensive plays, offensive bombs, whatever the case may be, stats galore. We want to see it, and that's a couple things that we're going to put out there. So again, as far as player of the week goes, get your nominations in as soon as you can for whatever performance. Nominate them, and then your votes count on Facebook. So every weekend you can go on Facebook and not only after you've nominated, but vote for your player of the week. Nice play there. The throw to first gets past him, and now we have a runner coming around home. McCaffrey looks to slide in there, the play, and they got him. What a hurl from the outfield, clean with a nice cannon out there. The exchange perfect, and the out is had. And Sioux City East remains without a run onto the scoreboard after that play. So a nice attempt by Warren behind the dish, but it just got away. The throw offline, and it heads into the outfield, but in the end, no harm, no foul, as the cannon known as clean in the outfield takes care of that and nabs the runner coming on home. And with that, basically a double play as Milton will strike out. The second one for Kerr on the night, and what a turn of events there. Despite runners onto the base pass and looking like they might at least get one home, Sergeant Bluff Luton pulls out the magic trick, and they leave the top half of the inning on a scoreless lead here. 2-0 is their advantage, and we'll be back with more coming on up after this. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, into the broadcast brought to you by the Log Cabin Greek Steakhouse in Galena, Illinois. A fantastic venue. They help to bring us our multi-cam review and help with this broadcast and many more. So I urge you, hey, check out great food, great dining experience, Log Cabin Greek Steakhouse, Galena, Illinois. Make sure to check that out today. In that last half inning, 1 hit, 1 walk. And despite runners in scoring position, nothing really working. And in the end, a heck of a throw from the outfield as Clean ended up nabbing McCaffrey coming around home to try and score from second. And in the end, the next pitch was a strikeout of Milton to basically get the double play and wrap up the inning. And now Kyler Tyndall gets the chance to start things off here in the bottom half of inning number 2. And he starts off with a strike one on a bunt attempt. Sergeant Bluff, our backdrop here today, a beautiful venue. Great for baseball, and just again, we're back at it. We can't be any happier, and we're happy that you're joining us as that one is shot left side. Remains an 0-2 count. The Warriors going up against Jack Sealer, an 82 strikeout performance from last year. And that one, you got to keep on your toes there. Why we have the fence in the end. But again, Andrew Brown here, very happy to be giving you the ball strikes, everything in between as we get rolling game 2. And that is strikeout number 2 of the game for Jack Sealer. The second consecutive leadoff strikeout that he has had. Now trying to calm down what is starting to be a hot batting order here for the Warriors.
Third baseman Carter Hayes.
Carter Hayes stepping on up. He takes a look at ball 1 to start his at bat. Across game 1, 2 strikeouts and a ground out. Looking to get onto the board here with his first hit of the twin bill. And lays off of that one here in an uncharacteristic 3-0 count now. Sealer with the look, and he'll fire in there. That one sails high on a 4-pitch walk. And we have a runner onto the base pass, the second inning here for the Warriors.
Right fielder Tanner Clean.
And now the top of the lineup, Tanner Clean gets his chance. So a runner on first. The pitch, that one sails too far inside. That will be a hit by pitch. And quickly things have turned in favor of the Warriors. Hit by pitch now puts runners on first and second. And nobody out here in the early going of this.
The Warriors. The pitcher, number 16, Braden Kerr.
And so Braden Kerr gets his second trip up in as many innings. Last time he grounded out to second. Runners on first and second for Jack Sealer on the mound. That one went inside, a little too inside. Ball 1. Sealer with a little bit of a jam here early on. Already 2 runs have crossed the plate. And the look now, the fire. That one nicely dials it in there. A nice drop in. Gives it strike 2 and a chance to get out of this at bat. 1 down. A 1-2 count here. To the number 2 hole man as he swings through that one. And in the end, that's a strikeout. First base technically occupied, but both runners do advance on the play.
The catcher, number 4, Gavin Ward.
So 3 strikeouts on the day here for Jack Sealer. Looking to try get out of the jam here. Up next is Gavin Warren. Last time up, he singled. So looking at the 1-0 count. That one hit the inside corner perfectly, 1-1. And looking for the series split. Not a lot of instances where you see a split. Just 3 times has there not been back-to-back wins at least once by both teams. So now with the 2-strike count, the pitch, that one sails high, wisely lays off, and 2s are wild. The second inning, the Warriors are leading 2-0. 2 balls, 2 strikes, and 2 out. Dealer with the look, now the dial home. And pulled the string just enough. You see the excitement out of Thieler. He escapes without a single run allowed as he picks up strikeout number 4 on the game. And he tightropes out of danger with that one. So with that, ladies and gentlemen, it is now time to head to a brand new inning as we get the chance to give you inning number 3 when we come back right after this on the iBaseball Network.
Sportsmanship starts with us.
As a student athlete, I need to model good behavior and represent my school appropriately.
That means respecting my teammates, coaches, opponents, the officials, and fans.
If I do that, so will others, and being a good sport becomes a way of life.
To all of Iowa's student athletes getting ready to compete, remember, sportsmanship starts with us.
Out for the Raiders, number 7, Quentin Ashcraft.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome on back. Quentin Ashcraft is doing the duties to kick us off here in top of inning number 3. Andrew Brown with you. Thank you so very much for tuning in. And again, appreciate you with the thoughts and comments here. Working around a few glitches here, and that one, a soft liner out there as Hayes will quickly pick that one up. Adam ball for out number 1. So appreciate you working through a little bit of glitch here as we continue to roll along. As always, thank you for making this a part of your day. I got to give a shout out to Xavion. Thank you so very much for your comments. And again, a Sergeant Bluff Luton fan, thanks for tuning in. Again, any thoughts, any comments, let us know. We could even add it to the broadcast here. Always a fun time here and always for you. So, again, appreciate you coming along for the ride. So now we have a strike count, 1-1 on Jack Sealer, who singled his first time up. And that one's right up the middle. Nice try out there by Loswald, but can't quite come up with that. Every single at-bat, you hear Thieler come up, it's either a hit or some way to get onto the base pass. He has been untouchable at this point, and offensively, he has reached base in every single trip to the plate. This time, it's his second single. And now we put a runner on to the base pass here with 1 down. That brings up Cal Jeepson. Was a pop out his last time up. Looking for redemption here. Strike 1. Again, it was the Black Raiders to take game 1 of the Twin Bill here today. And could this be the 4th time, though, in the overall series that we have had a split in back-to-back games? We'll end up seeing how that goes. Again, nearly half of all the games played, dating back to when Bound last recorded stats, it has been those who have scored first to nearly half the time end up winning. The 3-1 is sent high, and that one will look to be just outside of the dugout. We now improve to a 3-2 count. Again, the number 2 hole man, Cal Jeepson. Strong game in game 1. He was one of the 5 to go deep with a 2-run shot back in the 6th. Also had an RBI double and 2 singles in game 1. Very efficient for him offensively. But this time around, I think he knew it too. He takes a breaker off the edge. The backdoor gets him in there. And the backdoor slider for strike number 3 and out number 2. Make that strikeout number 3 on the day here for Kerr. Runner on first after the Jack Steeler single. Now as Kason Claiborne steps on up, the 0-1 now changes and evens it up at 1-1. We've seen Claiborne leave the yard, and we've seen him just wreak havoc when it comes to really this pitching staff across game 1. Dangerous at bat, just like really most of this lineup here. That one dialed in off the belt here for strike 2. Claiborne not a fan of that call. Regardless, it's a 1-2 count. One-two delivery. That one laid off wisely in the dirt here. Now 2-2. That one also wisely laid off. And now we draw from a 2-strike count. The patience has paid off. And now it is a full count here, 3-2 to the number 3 hole man in Kason Claiborne as he calls time. This was a Sioux City East squad coming into the season. As that runner taken off, nonetheless, ball 4 there. They were ranked in top 5 in all of Class 3A. And this is a squad that truly feels like they've been underestimated the last handful of years. And, you know, who can blame them with that? They have certainly outperformed what a lot of people have thought about them. And then again, when you really dive into it, you should not in any circumstances overlook this Sioux City East squad or this Sergeant Bluff Luton squad. So the walk brings up Logan Turkus to the plate, takes a look at ball 1 in his second at bat. Last time up, flew out to left field. His team knocking on the doorstep of their first run of the game. Again, this was the Sioux City East squad that made it all the way to the sub-state final against Dallas Center Grimes. Unfortunately, unable to come through with that one as they fell 1 win away from the big dance. Both of these teams actually fell 1 win away, as Sergeant Bluff Luton also was in the sub-state final in 3A, and they ended up falling to Bishop Heelan, the state runner-up in 3A. The pitch finds its way in there for strike 2 now. We now bring it full. So good job to work back. Brandon Kerr doing his best work here. The look now, the runner's taken off. That will be too far inside. It looked to may have tagged him just a little bit there. Regardless, he is heading off to the base pass, and now it is once again loaded. This time, it is all juice for Bodie Colling. So we got Pitch runner on third. Standing on second is Claiborne, and Turkis now standing on first. Bodie Calling, ground out victim his last time up. And a healthy swing, but comes up empty on that one. That one could have gone for quite the distance here should he have connected. Calling in game one was one of the 5 members with a home run. And right now, he's looking down the barrel of a 1-2 count. And the breaker gets it over, and there you go. That's a strikeout there. Market strikeout number 4 on the day here for Brendan Kerr. He's secretly, not so secretly, putting in quite the game here. 4 strikeouts, has not allowed a run to score, and just 3 hits allowed so far through 3 innings of play. So with the top half over and done with, we're going to now head to the bottom half when we return right here on the IA Baseball Network.
Sportsmanship starts with us.
As a student athlete, I need to model good behavior and represent my school appropriately.
That means respecting my teammates, coaches, opponents, the officials, and fans.
If I do that, so will others, and being a good sport becomes a way of life.
To all of Iowa's student athletes getting ready to compete, remember, sportsmanship starts with us.
In Iowa, we are fortunate to have a lot of opportunities to get involved in at our schools.
Athletics and activities have so many positive effects.
From learning how to build relationships
And healthy lifestyles.
And gain self-esteem and confidence.
Make participation a priority. You and your school will benefit.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Appreciate you coming along for the ride. Andrew Brown here. Happy to be with you. And the broadcast brought to you by the Log Cabin Greek Steakhouse here in Galena, Illinois. Make sure to check them out for a great experience. You're already going to be there for a good time. Make sure to have a great dining experience in the process. Bottom of inning number 3 underway here as we get rocking. Game number 2 of the Twin Bill. Game 1 went to Sioux City East 20-4. And now it's the Warriors out early in this one by a 2-0 margin. And up next here as we kick off the bottom of the inning, Tate Lofswald. The 1-0 count gets sent high, and that's over past me. And that will even up the count now at 1 apiece. And Lofswald, a single last time up. A heck of a highlight reel in that first inning as well. He'll take a look at ball 2 off the inner thigh. So 2-1 the count. We just started bottom half of inning number 3. Thielen with the pitch, trying to paint the inside edge. Couldn't find it, 3-1. And now the 3-1 delivery. That will find it just about letter high and bring the count full. 3-2. 3 balls, 2 strikes, and now make it a walk. And we will once again have 3 innings with both teams putting at least 1 runner onto the base pass. As now Parker Luchin stepping on up. Played hero in inning number 1 with his 2-run double. Would love a chance to do some more damage here. And it was a 20-4 winner for the Black Raiders game 1. Right now, a much closer contest here. The Warriors holding court right now. They're up 2-0. And a 1-1 count as a swing through from Parker Luchin, who already started off game 2 with a 2-run RBI double. The 1-1 finds the zone, now 1-2. Luchin across game one went hitless, but so far, again, the only 2 runs of the game brought by him. As that one had to kind of wiggle around that one, it brings it to 2-2. A lefty Thieler on the mound, 82 strikeouts from a year prior, 6th in 4A. And swing through, count it, another strikeout, mark it 5 on the night already for Jack Thieler, who again is quietly dealing himself on the mound. And now we bring up Alex Wilson, who has just been finding his way on base most of the time. Runner taken off to second. There will be the throw. The shot is no good. That ball gets away, and a successful stolen base from Loswald. First one of the game here for the Warriors. First one overall, I should say, in this battle. Not sure what the conversation is there. Maybe possible obstruction on the way there. But Coach Nelson having a conversation with the field umpire. So again, the looks like any of the confusion, by my estimation, was there any obstruction there? Was there any part of it? Because in the end, don't really see what else it could be at the moment. And Kristen, not sure on the umpire names right now. We'll get those to you here in just a bit. But as for now, we continue on. And that one's low and in the dirt. Ball 1. And thanks for tuning in to the broadcast here, brought to you by Log Cabin Greek Steakhouse in Galena, Illinois. Again, urge you to check them out. Great people along with some great food. Taking a look at strike number 2 here. Again, we continue on with game 2 of the Twin Bill. Try to get him fishing for that one, but Wilson says, no, I'm on dry land. I don't need to fish. We have a 2-2 count now. 1 down. Thieler already with 5 Ks here in this game through 3 innings. The pitch. That one gets another one. Count it, number 6. Second one in a row. And Wilson definitely not a fan of that one as he set down, bringing up Braxton Van Meter to the plate.
Braxton Van Meter.
You know, despite that first inning, it has been settled down time for Jack Thieler on the mound. And again, 6 strikeouts through only 3 innings. That's a pretty impressive point. He looks and now fires to Van Meter. That one's in the dirt. Nicely done behind the dish. And Cherkas has proven himself a very capable backstop there. That one having Olay out of that one. 2-0 the count. Again, it was a 2-run double by Parker Luchin in the bottom half of the first, which poked across our only 2 runs of the ball game so far. And with the 3-0 count here to Van Meter. Bunt attempt tried, and now the runner taken off to third. The throw will not be in time. Nicely done on the slide. And as now we go from a 3-0 count to 3-1 and a runner on third. And that will be ball number 4, and runners on the corner is a chance now Again, the 2-out Kings here, it seems like, are Sergeant Bluff Luton, as they have had most of their offense come, including their hits, with 2 out. And now we're going to have Coach Trevor Miller coming up to the plate here, coming up to the mound, I should say. And the conversation with this, I think is far from taking him out. This is just more of what's the strategy going on here? What do we need to talk about? Calming heads down there, making cooler heads prevail. I mean, in the end, I don't think you take out a guy who's already punched up 6 strikeouts. That is just my opinion. But in the end, this is kind of the situation you want one of your best players on the team to be in, to be able to get you out of such a jam. Yes, that zone has been kind of a little tight, but in the end, it has been one that Thieler has navigated pretty well for the most part. So, in the end, strategy talk here for Coach Miller and company as they see themselves down by a 2-0 mark. Runners on the corners for the Warriors. Van Meter with the walk. Kyler Tyndall now up to the plate. He struck out his last time up, but certainly would love a chance to do some good work here. So with 2 down, we have runners on the corners. And Coach Nelson has already proven that with 2 down, he'll still go ahead and bunt. So that is still on the table. Anything is on the table here for the Warriors. As again, Tyndall back up for the second time. Runner taken off to second. There will be a throw. Is it in time? He got him. Chicos with an absolute cannon, nicely done, aimed perfectly, and we don't have to go any further. The threat averted. There's been some defensive gems here in this one. That was fun to watch. So Van Meter cut down trying to steal second, and that's how we wrap up 3 innings of play. It's a 2-0 advantage for the home squad, but it's Sioux City East with their chance to dial it back with McCaffrey, Ford, and Milton when we return right here on the IA Baseball Network.
In Iowa, we are fortunate to have a lot of opportunities to get involved in at our schools.
Athletics and activities have so many positive effects.
From learning how to build relationships
and healthy lifestyles.
And gain self-esteem and confidence.
Make participation a priority. You and your school will benefit.
Hey, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Top of inning number 4 for you. And it is Lincoln McCaffrey, the DH, who singled last time up. Ended up getting caught trying to come home anyway. On a heck of an effort. He swings through that one for strike 1. And again, appreciate you coming along for the ride. We're having a little bit of glitching here, but please stay with us as we continue to rock. We'll have all that updated next week here for you. So, and that comes as we have our next game, which is Waukee and Johnston coming up Monday from Principal Park. That one tailing too far inside. And the 0-2 now travels to 1-2. Braden Kerr on the mound, the leading strikeout thrower for the Warriors a year prior. We'll add another one to the mix there. He starts off the inning with his 5th strikeout of himself, as both hurlers on the mound have been dealing now. That makes it 6 strikeouts for Thieler, 5 strikeouts for Kerr. As now Chris Ford steps on up to the plate with 1 down. Again, silently making a strong game out of it, Braden Kerr. Again, near 60 Ks a year prior, and he was just dealing all year last year, did what he needed to do, and he's challenging guys today with that high heat and coming up on top. That time he lays off just a bit, evens up the count at 1-1. The next pitch, that one, he pulled the string again, got that spinner breaking just enough, 1-2. And that entire plate is being worked here by Kerr. Up, down, left, right. It doesn't matter where. That one on a rocket shot, an atom ball out there to Luchin. And you got to give a lot of credit here. Give credit to Chris Ford. That was a strong shot, but also credit to Luchin on that one. That's, again, what we call an atom ball for the out number 2. And now Dane Milton stepping on up to the plate. Strikeout victim his last time up. Takes a look at ball 1 in his second appearance here in game 2. Again, this is game number 2 of the doubleheader. First matchup between these two teams this season. 34-19, the Sioux City East Black Raiders lead the all-time series. The look, the fire, that one's headed out. 2-1 count. And now the look, the fire, and that one goes too far inside. Kerr thought he may have leaned into that just a little bit. But in the end, it's a runner onto the base pass. Hit by pitch is what it will be called in the scorebook there. As again, coming up to try and have that conversation here is Kerr. Nonetheless, we do have a runner on first after the hit by pitch, and still 2 down. That brings up the number 9 hole man. Second leadoff spot, Quentin Ashcraft. He lined out his last time up. And a rocket shot right back from whence it came. Hey, call that a gold glove moment for Braden Kerr. Heck of an outing for him as he picks up a strikeout and wraps up the inning on a nice snag for out number 3. And so with that, it's now time to head to the bottom half of the inning, as there were no hits, no runs, no errors here for the visiting Sioux City East Black Raiders. And with that, we will now head to the Warriors part of the lineup in 9, 1, and 2 when we return right after this here on the iBaseball Network.
In Iowa, we are fortunate.
Hey everybody, got something special for all you electric fence owners out there. It's called Insolites, the LED flashing insulated light that you can see from up to half a mile or more away. It's so great you can see it from the comforts of your car or even your own home. That's right, you can put it onto almost any type of post out there, run the wire right through it, and that's all you need to do. Because Insolites goes with the pulse of the fence. So if there is no pulse, there is no flashing light, helping you locate where a problem may be or where a problem may exist that you didn't know was happening. It's simple as that. So you don't need to ground anything, add any bulky equipment, or shock yourself to test if your fence is working. All you need to do today is head to insolites.com and get you some, and you will not be disappointed. It's simplicity at its finest. So go ahead to insolites.com today and get you some. Oh, and by the way, make sure to tell them that IA Baseball sent you. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Some updates for you. Heelan and North. Heelan wins game 2, 6-4. Fitch gets the win in relief of Lefevre and company. Lefevre throws 3 scoreless in his first start of the year. Once again, North held to 1 hit in this game, and the walks and errors result in 4 North runs in that overall contest. So some iffy defense, but in the end, Heelan wins that one. And here we continue on in this battle here, game 2 of the doubleheader, 1 and 2 now the count. As a swing through and nicely done. He could tell that he was upset by it. Tyndall set down on the 7th strikeout of the game from Thieler. And again, this is turning into be a huge pitching duel after we had a track meet in game 1. So Carter Hayes will step on up and take a look at ball number 1 to start his second at-bat of the game. Last time up, he walked and reached second. That one is roped, but on the wrong end of that chalk line there, foul. That looked like he had timed that one up just a bit, but obviously a little ahead of that one. We've seen the bottom of this lineup here for Sergeant Bluff Luton really come on strong and truly act as secondary leadoff guys 7 through 9. And they've been strong, really kind of taking this pitching in game 2 all the way that you possibly could. And that one's dialed in there for a get me over strike 2. So Carter Hayes has proven himself in the field for sure. That one laced out in between Claiborne and Jeepson, finds the outfield grass, and you talk about fighting your way through it. The energy shown by that young man there, and rightfully so, finds his way on, finds his pitch to hit, and that's how you have to battle. That's exactly it. I love to see that. And now runner onto the base pass here. You can count it 4 official innings in which both teams have had that. So following the Hayes single, the top of the lineup here in Tanner Clean, who has struck out and hit by pitch in 2 trips. Thielen with that one gets hit high, and that one will be out of play for a loud strike 1. We've seen Thielen also find a way to hit those corners very well. Honestly, I think it's been a pretty solid outing for him. Again, 7 strikeouts. He has found the corners well, and not a lot of barrels aside from that first inning, including that. I mean, these are strong swings that the Warriors are putting out there, but they're just not finding the barrels, and that's an expertise point of Jack Steeler, as we have seen last year and already through the early goings of this year. 1-2 the count, 1 on and 1 down. A nice hack. That one thrown to catch the runner. No, the ball gets away. A heck of a toss there. So as we now have a runner in scoring position here, another inning that the Warriors have had such. The 0-0 count here, up to the number 2 hole batter, and Braden Kerr. That one gets hit high and out of play. And that will bring the count to 0-2. So 2 down. And a chance to try and get out of this inning. 8 strikeouts on the day here for Jack Steeler for the Black Raiders. And now the pitch. That one too low, beneath the knees, I should say, for ball 1. And Thielen has been very methodical and purposeful with his pitches. Both of these pitchers have. It's been hard to find barrels for either of these squads, and the early goings for the Warriors were really the only highlight offensively that we've had so far in this game. And now we bring the count even at 2-2. Again, enough of the, I think the off speed, the backdoor breakers, the inside front breakers, they have had tremendous effect in this game early for both pitchers. And that one led her high, but too far inside, brings it full now. Again, 8 Ks on the day here for Jack Steeler. And on the other end of it, mark it 5 strikeouts for Braden Kerr. Here's the look to dial. That one too far inside, had to Olay out of danger. Now 2 runners on. And again, the 2-out machine known as the Sergeant Bluff Luton Warriors continue to rock here in this game. As the walk now draws up the number 3 hole man, Gavin Warren, who has singled and struck out in 2 trips. Here's the look. That one catches the outer corner, strike one. Thielen will look off second. He'll fire home. That one gets hit high, but that one will be tailing foul and be off the foul pole fence. And we will go to a 2-strike count. 0-2 now. A chance for this to get real interesting here. Runners on first and second. Thielen already with 8 Ks in this one. Here's the dial. And he gets another. Show that energy, Jack Thielen. What an outing from him tonight. Sets him down and sets down the threat. That's what you're talking about right there. The energy, the passion, and that wraps up inning number 4. Wow, what an exciting game we have here in game 2. You don't want to miss what's coming up next, as it is the Black Raiders to get rocking with the top of the lineup, Thielen, Jeepson, and Claiborne when we return.
Hey everybody, got something special for all you electric fence owners out there. It's called Insolites, the LED flashing insulated light that you can see from up to half a mile or more away. It's so great you can see it from the comforts of your car or even your own home. That's right, you can put it onto almost any type of post out there, run the wire right through it, and that's all you need to do. Because Insolites goes with the pulse of the fence. So if there is no pulse, there is no flashing light, helping you locate where a problem may be or where a problem may exist that you didn't know was happening. It's simple as that. So you don't need to ground anything, add any bulky equipment, or shock yourself to test if your fence is working. All you need to do today is head to insolites.com and get you some, and you will not be disappointed. It's simplicity at its finest. So go ahead to insolites.com today and get you some. Oh, and by the way, make sure to tell them that IA Baseball sent you.
Hey, ladies and gentlemen, welcome on back into the broadcast. Andrew Brown here, happy to be giving you what is turning out to be a very exciting game right now. It's 2-0 in favor of the Warriors, but the top of the Sioux City East lineup looks to change the tides. Jack Thielen has not been taken out of this game so far, and when I say that, I mean every single time he has come up to the plate, he has reached onto the base paths. He has been someone you just can't get rid of. He has been such a thorn in the side of Sergeant Bluff Luton. That is a one chopper out there. A quick pickup to fire from Luchin. Can't get him in time as that goes as a wild throw. And in the end, a good leg out by Jack Thielen. I got to tell you, you just can't get this guy off the base paths. He lives there constantly. And again, every single at-bat he has had in this game, in both games, he has managed to reach via air, hit by pitch, hit. It doesn't matter. He makes it happen, and he legs out an infield hit there. Make him officially 3 for 3 on the day. And now, ball 1 to the number 2 hole man, Cal Jeepson, 0 for 2 so far in this one. He would love to catch wind of one here. He does. That one's going. That one has weight. That one has wings, and that one is gone. Ladies and gentlemen, count it a tie ball game off of one swing of the bat from Cal Jeepson. Man, has he had a doubleheader to remember. His second home run in as many games. And now it is all tied up 2 after the long bomb. And there you go. Have yourself a celebration. What a game here, ladies and gentlemen. So now Cason Claiborne back up to the plate. So far, he has walked and ground out. That one's shot for a ride. That one's going to the warning track. But that will be Tyndall to camp out under that one for a loud out number 1. That one was struck hard. It just had a little too much air underneath of it to not be out of the ballpark. And now Logan Trickus back up to the plate. He has flown out and walked in 2 trips. That one in the dirt. Wisely lays off, 1-1. Got to tell you, that home run by Jeepson had some wings to it, and what a blast it was off a really strong pitcher. And I really say that truly Kerr has been dialed in this game, and one single mistake can change the course of the entire game, and it sure has right now. Cherkas looking to find his way on for the second time here in this one. And he will via his second consecutive walk. He'll get onto the base pass, and we keep this rolling here with just 1 down. That'll now bring up Bodie Calling to the plate. Bodie looking to get his first hit officially in this one, 0 for 2. Game 1, there was a lot to like from what he brought to the table, as we will have a conversation on the mound. Again, Colling, one of 5 Black Raiders to hit a home run in Game 1. And he had a big bomb at that. Certainly would love a chance to send one over the fence here. And as we have a conversation here, again, the conversation that I can only imagine is nothing more than, hey, again, let's calm down. Let's be okay with this, right? Let's make sure that we know where we're going, and just kind of a procedural check. If I know Coach Nelson well enough, and I think that's where he's going, you know, a guy like that knows how to calm his players down, knows how to get things working in the right facet here. I mean, in the end, you have a runner on. It's been a turbulent inning so far, but chance for you to get out of this one here. Bodie Calling, though, again, a tough at bat. That one in the dirt, wisely lays off. This is another guy that Coach Miller talked about, is a guy who can work the count so much. And we're going to have just a little pause here. It looks like that ball may have gotten off the hand here of Warren. But the tough guy that he is, we're back at it. And again, Miller mentioned how Calling really can work the plate. He can work the count, and he's just a frustrating at bat. That time gets in there for strike 1. And then on the other end, talking with Coach Nelson, even last year, he mentioned Braden Kerr as a guy that he doesn't get flustered too much. He looks at the situation, really gauges it well. As that one drops in, that was a nice drop, by the way. A nice drop in there for strike 2. So you can see that really the stage only makes any one of these guys really stand out that much more, as that one's fouled back. And we continue on with some cheers from the crowd. A 1-2 count. There's 1 down. Trickas on first, and they'll take a look at him. The Warriors were the first team onto the scoreboard by a Parker Luchin 2-run double, and then it took all the way to the 5th here as the throw down to second, not in time, skirts away just off of the glove of Luchin. But again, it was Luchin himself to kick off the scoring on a 2-run double. And then here in the 5th inning in the top half, it's the one and only Cal Jeepson to send one over the fence and a 2-run home run to tie the ball game up. And that's where we stand right now in this ball game, game number 2 of the Twin Bill. The 2-2 count, now the pitch. That one gets hit hard. That was a laser out there, and that will be caught. Nicely done on the run. Tyndall had to backtrack and then put that glove up there for the snag. Nicely done. That could have been trouble, but some good defense out there in center ends up thwarting what could have been. So Coling is set down for the third time, and out number 2 in the half inning. Lincoln McCaffrey up. He singled and struck out in 2 trips. And that one, ladies and gentlemen, was looking for a ride. And McCaffrey, he is one of those that can easily cause trouble. Braden Kerr looking like he's solid, ice cold on the mound. And again, that high challenge. Kerr is not afraid to challenge him up high, has enough speed to make that possible. But he has gone up and he has challenged these hitters here in game 2. The 2-strike count goes for ball 1. Might as well, when you're in a pitcher's count deep like that, try and get them fishing for something. So here we go. We have a rabbit onto the field. Peter Cottontail making his appearance here in game 2. As we resume action, the 1-2 count, Braden Kerr already looking to add some more. The throw to third is not gonna matter. In the end, the strikeout had, count that, 6 strikeouts by Braden Kerr on the night. You know what, folks? If you wanted a game that has everything, you're getting it right here. It's 2-2 as we head into the bottom of inning number 5.
Hey, everybody, got something special for all you
RDA Financial Network is a proud sponsor of IABaseball.com. RDA supports the sport of baseball in the state of Iowa. We believe the game of baseball promotes many values such as hard work, determination, and teamwork, values that matter on and off the baseball field, and values that we demonstrate to our clients every day in our offices across the country. RDA provides financial planning and wealth management services to our clients in 6 communities in the state of Iowa. RDA Financial Network is an SEC-registered investment advisory firm. RDA advisors may offer securities through United Planners Financial Services, a member of FINRA and SIPC. United Planners is not affiliated with RDA Financial Network nor IABaseball.com. Please visit RDAFN.com to find an RDA advisor near you.
Now batting for your Warriors, second baseman number 19, Tate Lofswold.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Tate Lofswold getting us kicked off here in the bottom half of inning number 5. It's 4-5-6 here for the Warriors as we get rocking. That one too low. Again, Jack Steeler up on the mound here. Again, already looking at possibly 9, or look at a potential for 10 strikeouts. That one, though, hit high. That one will not breach the outfield, and that will be an infield hit. That one somehow found its way onto the infield grass. And in the end, the Warriors get more life here. Lofswold onto the base pass now. Parker Luchin, who drove in the 2 runs here for the Warriors back in the first, gets a chance to work with a runner on. Fouls that one off. Again, it was 2 in the top half of the first for the Warriors to get out to that 2-0 lead. And in the top half of the 5th inning, a 2-run home run for the Sioux City East Black Raiders by Cal Jeepson evened it up. And dial down the brightness for you here on that as we are under the lights. And hey, just in time, right? Another strikeout marked at double digits on the night here for the one and only Jack Steeler as he sets down a dangerous Parker Luchin for the K.
Batting now for the Warriors, number 9, Alex Wilson.
And now Alex Wilson stepping on up to the plate. Getting the chance here with one down. Wilson so far has walked and struck out in 2 trips. And now the pitch. That one will get away from Thielen. The wild pitch now puts a runner in scoring position as the Warriors try and get back into the lead. So far, Sergeant Bluff Luton has not faced a deficit, but it is all now tied back up at 2 apiece following the Cal Jeepson home run in the top half of this inning. And nicely done there. Look at it. Yeah, that's right, Jack Steeler. Own it. Another strikeout for him as he continues to dazzle on the mound. Yeah, it's 2 consecutive strikeouts, the 3rd time that he has done that back-to-back Ks. 11 on the night as now Braxton Van Meter stepping on up to the plate looking for his first hit of the ball game. You know, again, aside from that first inning, you really can't fault anything that's been going on for any of these pitchers here. Kerr and Thielen have been giving us exactly what we came for. This is pay-per-view. But look, the fire. That one too far inside. So again, appreciate you coming along for the ride here, Andrew Brown, as we head the bottom of inning number 5. That one on a 3-hopper out there to Claiborne. Can't come up with it. That one scoots around the infield. Nicely done by Jeepson to corral that one anyway. In the meantime, Lofswald finds his way over at third. And again, I say it once, I say it again, the 2-out Warriors, known as the Sergeant Bluff Luton Warriors, are now making something happen here now with runners on the corners and 2 down.
Number 6, Tyler Tyndall.
So a 2-all ball game as Tyndall back up at the plate. So following the single, Tyndall getting the chance to try and get the lead once more. So far, he has struck out twice. And with that, we go 2 strikeouts now. We've already been on 11 here. Jack Steeler, again, it's unofficial count, but Jack Steeler, as we get runner from first taken off to second here on a very nonchalant path. And in the end, they take him back. I didn't really think that he was able to take off in the first place, but in the end, Coach Nelson coming out to argue that point. He's arguing it's a live ball. The action is justified heading over to second. And they're going to have a conversation here. We've already had one conversation between the umps, end up in a reversal. And that was game 1. We'll see what happens here in game 2 here. So would love the explanation to this. Coach Nelson not liking that. He is getting animated here on the field. But again, you don't see that very much from him. He is not happy about this in any way, shape, or form. You got to be careful if you're a couple of the players there. Don't showcase any of that. Coach Nelson not happy about this in any way, shape, or form, but it looks like they are going to call it the way it is and leave runners on the corners. Again, Coach Nelson not a happy camper after that, but here we go. And the runner taken off home. The throw, he will be nabbed out. Wow. What a play. And talk about silencing things just a bit there. What a play. You've got a lot of stuff going on right now, a lot of energy being out there. Oh, man, folks. Was this tense? Wow. This was intense. That was a tense inning. And yet we had no score. Oh, ladies and gentlemen. So what happens after that no call taken off to second? Well, Coach Nelson decides to head him on home, and he ends up, again, Loswald gets caught at home for the out. And Kendall, for the second time, will have 2 innings in a row that he will bat when we come back up in the next half inning for the Warriors. Wow. This has been something, ladies and gentlemen. I don't know about you, but I don't even want to go to break right now. Let's keep it right here. Let's keep the energy level up. And again, what are your thoughts? What did you see from that exactly? And what was your take on that? Again, what ended up happening is Coach Nelson was arguing that it was a live ball and his runner from first deserved to get to second. The umps said, no, we don't think so. And that's what ended up sparking a lot here. And Braden Kerr starts things off, getting a strike here to start the top half of inning number 6. And again, it comes with Chris Ford, who now takes a 1-1 count. Ford is 0 for 1 with a walk in this one. And that was a very, very, very tense inning. And nothing scored because of it. That one gets hit high. That will look to be tailing, unplayable. Strike 2. I got to say, for as much as game 1 got away, game 2 is giving us all we wanted and more. It's given us the long ball. It's given us strikeouts galore. It's given us intensity. This is the game that you wish you could broadcast every day. The rivalry continues. The pitch, that one sails up high, ball 2. And that one gets him for the strikeout. Hey, Braden Kerr, how about you add to what is already an impressive night throwing the ball, 7th strikeout, and he sets down Ford to bring up Dane Milton to the plate. 0 for 1 and hit by pitch back in the 4th. Wow, this is fun. This is fun, ladies and gentlemen. Hopefully you've enjoyed just as much as I have. Again, thoughts? Let me know. Hit me up. That one swung on for strike 1, and I got to tell you, what's going to be won here is on the mound. That's where this game seems to be won. Any mistake will be punished. And I got to tell you, the breaker, the slider here for Kerr seems to be just as on point as the first pitch of the game. I mean, I swear, he has not lost a step throughout this one. And a little bit of a breaker in there. Looked a bit like a sinker in a bit, but in the end, it tails too far out of the zone, evens it up. We do have one down. And that one tails too high, brings it full. So here we have it. And that one goes too far inside. A great at-bat from the number 8 hole man in Dane Milton as he heads to the base pass. That is his 2nd time in a row being hit by pitch. But he makes it difficult each and every time. I mean, however you make it happen, make it happen. Because now you get the chance to have Jack Sealer come back up to the plate in what could be a big-time moment. And it's right now big-time moment here for Quentin Ashcroft, who's so far looking for his first hit in this one. I got to tell you, I've seen a lot of games, but man, the intensity here. Whew, I'll be awake the entire car ride back. That one gets shot out, and that will be into the lawn behind us. Strike 2. Again, 1 through 9, this Black Raider lineup, lethal. It's hard to get any better. And they have cemented themselves as one of the best in the state. That one sails outside, ball 1. On the flip side, I mean, I feel like I have to teeter-totter here. I really do, because one thing, you know, one team shows one and the other team shows just as good the next time. It truly is a nice back and forth. That one gets back, and now we have runner in scoring position here. And now is the time where we start to value runners in scoring position far more. Far more. It's happened throughout this game. It hasn't been without it. But now the value of those comes up even more. Well, tried to paint that corner. Tried to do the Michelangelo and paint that corner for the strike. But in the end, we go now and bring it full, 3-2. That one gets roped out there. That one's falling. That will not fall onto the ground. Instead, we get a throw to third. The tag, is it applied in time? No. The tag not applied in time. And in the end, now with moving the runner, Quentin Ashcraft did a fantastic job in my estimation. What do? Benefit your at-bat. He did that right there. And despite the fly out to right, I mean, you did what you needed to do. And now it looks like we may have a changing of the guards. I don't know. I'm going to be honest here. I say no. Don't do it. Anybody out there? I mean, Braden Kerr, at this moment, has 7 strikeouts. He's been absolutely – I know you got to try and keep it close. I know you do. But you got a guy who's been going toe-to-toe with the guy on the other side of it, Jack Sealer, who has been dominating on the mound as well. This is a tough call. This is where, as a coach – this is the toughest call you'll really have to make. And one that you hope to have. Honestly, this is a good problem to have. In the end, Braden Kerr will head to the outfield. And we will get Hunter Hector looking to come on the mound here. We could get something here. Hunter Hector has not been present in this game. Again, he had an injury from a prior game. And he has not been a part of this. So, I mean, in the end, he hasn't been a huge, last year he only had 8 innings pitched, so he wasn't hugely impactful, but he did have 9 strikeouts. So, I mean, take that for what you will. The volume wasn't there, but I guess the impact was. I mean, here you go. You get a guy now. Hunter Hector is a major impact. Him not being in the lineup has been a huge. I mean, we mentioned him as one of the players that you needed to watch out for, that you needed to be aware of. He's the guy last year that led this team with 59 total bases, hitting .345, and ended up with 35 runs driven in. This is an impactful player. They did not have him in game 1. They have not had him, at least with the bat, through so far in game 2. But we get him on the mound. I mean, the senior, you got to give credit. I mean, he got hit on the arm, and he's back out there. So again, 2-2 our score. Boy, let's buckle up, folks. Let's get this going. Let's have this ride. Wow. Jack Sealer, you have a chance, man. Right near and right now, 2 down. He has been a guy that the Warriors cannot get off the base pass. every single time he has managed to find a way onto the base pass. And he, right now, has a great chance ahead of him. So again, 2 down. He swings through that one. That one gets fouled back. And here we go. Let's get ready. Hector with the 0-1. Rungs up the ladder there, and Thieler uncharacteristically goes up there with him. So here we go. The 0-2 to Thieler. He sends that one out of play, remains 0-2. Again, Thieler has not had an at-bat where he has not gotten to the base paths. That is absolutely critical when you take a look at this game. They have a runner on third. A 2-2 tie ball game. Here's the pitch. Staying alive. You know what? Great players stay alive when it matters the most. And right now, this is huge. You know what? He's not going away, folks. Not going away at all. Again, there's our camera angles there, brought to you by the Log Cabin Greek Steakhouse in Galena, Illinois. The 2-2 tie ball game. Here's the 0-2. That one's laced in. That will be in the outfield. And Jack Thieler comes through again. Get this guy a trophy. Man, this has been an absolute heck of a game for him. What an outing he has had. He now puts this team up for the first time here in this one. It's a 3-2 ball game in favor of the Black Raiders. Wow. And that's exactly what you want as now Cal Jeepson steps on up to the plate. That's the 4th hit of the ball game for Jack Thieler. That one gets away, and now the runner taken off to second. Another runner in scoring position. Again, guys, buckle up here. This is fun. That one caught the outer edge. Strike one with a runner on second. There are 2 down. So a chance to get out of this one and get back to the bats here if you're Sergeant Bluff Warriors. Hector is one of those guys. I know that he hasn't had it any time in this game yet, but he's an absolute competitor. So I can see where going to the bullpen and bringing Hector on would come into play. When you have someone who's not broken down or just put off base by the nerves, by the situation, it really does go a long way, and it can do a whole lot of good. So from the full count, here we go. Hector with the toss. Gets him. Big strikeout. Ends the inning. Wow. Nicely done. Gets in there, and a dangerous bat goes for the strike and gets the strikeout. But not before a big run. Jack Thieler puts them ahead. And look here, folks. He's coming out to pitch yet another inning. Hey, we got to take a break and catch our breath. We'll be back right after this. It's the bottom half of the 6th. Don't go anywhere.
RDA Financial Network is a proud sponsor of IABaseball.com. RDA supports the sport of baseball in the state of Iowa. We believe the game of baseball promotes many values such as hard work, determination, and teamwork, values that matter on and off the baseball field, and values that we demonstrate to our clients every day in our offices across the country. RDA provides financial planning and wealth management services to our clients in 6 communities in the state of Iowa. RDA Financial Network is an SEC-registered investment advisory firm. RDA advisors may offer securities through United Planners Financial Services, a member of FINRA and SIPC. United Planners is not affiliated with RDA Financial Network nor iabaseball.com. Please visit rdafn.com to find an RDA advisor near you.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. For the second time, Kyler Tyndall has found himself back up to the plate for the second consecutive inning. That's right, because back in inning number 3, there was an out made during his at-bat, and he batted in the 4th. And then, of course, in the last inning, there was an out made during his at-bat, and he ended up back up here, ready to rock. So Tyndall.
The Warriors, number 6, Kyler Tyndall.
Tyndall has a chance. Jack Steeler has been dealing tonight. 11 strikeouts. He has been a one-man wrecking crew. Bunt attempt laid down. Should have ended up going for it. Cost him a strike, 0-1. Swing through at that one, strike 2. Some news. Kennedy has split their doubleheader with Dubuque Senior in the 4A ranks. Again, split with Senior. That was a loud one. So again, here we go. A 2-strike match and just fighting his way through. Tyndall doing a great job trying to get that first hit of the ball game. Steeler looks, he fires, he dials. And the breaker. Wow, that was fun to watch. That completely dropped off the table. And another strikeout here for Jack Steeler. Mark it 12 on the game. And I don't know. How can you do any better? As now we will bring in Hunter Ector to the plate in the first time. He'll get a chance. Again, he was their leading total base earner a year prior. They could certainly use him here. He had sustained an injury in their last outing. And so it, again, didn't really play due to that in the first game. And he says he's ready to go. And so he's up there now, but an 0-2 count here on Jack Steeler. Lays off that one. Steeler's fastball really gets on you quick. I mean, that seems to have extra life once it hits that third tier. I tell you what. The pitch, that is laced out there in the left field. A one-hopper off there to Milton, and that's why you put him in. That's why right there, because he gives you that spark. Hector is a guy who finds the barrel. I tell you what, that's fun. So with one down, we now go as the single brings up the top of the lineup in Tanner Clean. He has struck out, been hit by pitch, and has struck out again.
Number 11, Tanner Clean.
Looking for that hit here. Wisely lays off that one, 0-1. Some intensity here tonight. And both these schools know each other well. Both of these programs, they've faced each other a number of times. So there's no animosity, there's no love lost, I should say, between the two of these programs. Again, always respectful for sure. As that one dialed in for the strike. But in the end, these two teams are ready to battle each other night in and night out. That pitch nicely framed, but unable to catch the eye of the man behind the plate here. It's 3-1. Sadell, a walk-off winner in their last battle against West Marshall, and apparently an electric atmosphere there as well. So if you get the chance, check out what's going on there. The walk will now bring Coach Miller out to the field. And boy, I don't know. Do you make a change? Or do you have a conversation? Looks like they're going to make a change. It looks like they're going to make the change here as Clean draws the walk. And we put runners on first and second now. So we will have a pitching change here in this one. We'll see as, again, Stews looks to come off. And that will mean it is the end of the pitching day here for Jack Steeler on the mound. 12 strikeouts here in this one. 7 hits allowed in this game here for Thieler, 12 strikeouts. Again, and then he went 4 for 4, including an RBI single to take the lead in the top half of this very inning. Now we will have Cal Jeepson doing the pitching. And Thieler will move to first. We'll see who ends up taking the duties out there at short. But in this time, this is a save. I mean, technically a long save opportunity here for Cal Jeepson. And so here we get ready, folks. It is 3 Sioux City East, 2 Sergeant Bluff Luton. Game 1 went to the Black Raiders in big fashion. Not dramatic fashion, but big fashion. This game has given us all we want. It's given us the long ball. It's given us 12 strikeouts from Thieler, 7 from Braden Kerr, the starters here. And now we continue on. It's Braden Kerr, speak of the man himself, looking for his first hit of the ball game. Again, 34-19, the Black Raiders have taken the advantage in this all-time series. One to count with 1 down, and 2 Warrior runners on. Again, we talked about the runners in scoring position are even more critical now. That one's sailing high, ball 2. Cal Jeepson, again, one of those guys that I feel like Coach Miller can just input here, put here, and just have no issue with. He has a 2-1 count, but again, this does not seem like too big of a stage for anybody who's on this field right now. Ah, nicely get over strike there. Jeepson pats that chest saying, got this. Got this. Here's a look to fire. That one a little too high as he watches eye level go by for a full count. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 1 down, 2 on. It is tense. It has been this way for about 3 innings now. The Black Raiders, after being down for most of the game, in the 6th inning, took the lead, and now the Warriors trying to regain it back. A nice hack, keeps it full. Every single pitch has energy here, and I love that. Absolutely love that. So here we go. The Warriors looking to even up the first doubleheader of this one. The Black Raiders looking for a sweep. Counted, strike 3. Braden Kerr was heading off to the base pass for the walk. That was a little bit of a late call, I will say, but in the end, that one counted. And Jeepson, ice in his veins there. What a job as he picks up his first strikeout of the game and second out here of this half of the inning. Gavin Warren, 1 for 3, a strikeout or 2 strikeouts, but a single back in the first. So here we go. 0-1 the count. Now make it 0-2. Jeepson could tightrope them out of danger here. And that's something that's thrilling to think about. 0-2 the look. Now the fire. And he got him. Yes. Count it. The lead stays intact for Sioux City East. That's what you want out there. Never too big of a stage. And that's what we continue to roll with. It's still a 3-2 advantage as we head into the do or die 7th. And we'll be back after this here on the IA Baseball Network.
RDA Financial Network is a...
Hey everybody, got something special for all you electric fence owners out there. It's called Insolites, the LED flashing insulated light that you can see from up to half a mile or more away. It's so great you can see it from the comforts of your car or even your own home. That's right, you can put it onto almost any type of post out there, run the wire right through it, and that's all you need to do. Because Insolites goes with the pulse of the fence. So if there is no pulse, there is no flashing light, helping you locate where a problem may be or where a problem may exist that you didn't know was happening. It's simple as that. So you don't need to ground anything, add any bulky equipment, or shock yourself to test if your fence is working. All you need to do today is head to insolites.com and get you some, and you will not be disappointed. It's simplicity at its finest. So go ahead to insolites.com today and get you some. Oh, and by the way, make sure to tell them that IA Baseball sent you.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, into the broadcast. Hey, don't forget to check out Insolites at insolites.com. That's the LED flashing insulated light that you can see from up to half a mile or more away. And guys, if you're tired of shocking yourself to test if your fence is working, I got the solution for you. Insolites, check them out today. INSULIGHTS.com. Insolites.com. Catch them today. I guarantee you, you will not be disappointed. Kason Claiborne up and swings through the second pitch he sees. 0-2 now the count. Claiborne has walked in this game, has flown out and then struck out. Game 1 very impactful with a sacrifice RBI, a 3-run homer, and 2 walks as well as a single. Here in Game 2, a little bit of a tighter offensive production. Hector on the mound. He looks, he deals, he fires. That one, eye level, too far inside, 1-2. Claiborne very capable of taking this one deep. Should he connect here? And again, 1-run lead already seems like it's 15 runs. That's where the pitching is here in Game 2. And talk about great at bat here. Claiborne from an 0-2 count now drives it full 3-2. These are the guys you want in this situation right here. And comes up empty on that one. Hunter Hector with a big, big punch out there. That's his second strikeout of the game. That's a huge, huge put out there. What a job there to get out number 1. And now Logan Cherkau stepping on up to the plate. The sound effects guy is going wild here. So far, Cherkau has flown out, walked twice in this game.
Logan Cherkau.
Cherkau has been, again, a constant guy into the base pass here in Game 2, just finding a way. And I think, again, both these coaches have told me already this year or last year, it's just about finding ways to get on, being productive where you can, and certainly they have done that here. That one too far in, off the hands, 2-1. So from the 2-1 count, the look now, the fire and the delivery. There you go. That one catches the inner half, 2-2. Director on the mound. He looks and dials. Tried to catch that inner corner. That looked like, to my estimation, tried to have him swinging on the inner third, so he really wouldn't get much of it. Now it's drawn full to pitch. And there you go, the energy shown. That's why I loved both of these teams. They show the energy even on a walk. And now we'll have Coach Nelson onto the field, as you can see there. Again, appreciate you working us through our little technical difficulties with some of these cameras. Again, Monday, it'll all be fixed and we'll have a whole lot of fun with it. But Coach Nelson not really happy with that call. So here we go, back at it. And we have Bodie calling up at the plate, looking for his first hit, and he has to duck out of danger with that one.
Now batting for the Black Raiders, number 10, Bodie Culling.
So with a runner on first, 1-0 count here to Culling, and he takes the swing at that one. Just time that off just a little bit here, evens it up now at 1 apiece. That one's sailing up high, too far up top for the ball. 2-1 now. That one's lifted left side. That one's carrying. That will be off the wall. Chirkus cut it around second. He will go to third. They're waving him around. Here we go. We'll have a play at the plate, folks. The throw. They caught the tag. He's out. What a relay. What a relay. What a relay. Jack Steeler out there. He's not happy with it. They're having to restrain him now. Coach Miller coming out to try and discuss this here. So far, there has not been a play at the plate that hasn't been called out. It's been absolutely, there's been a lot of great plays here. That was a heck of a throw. So after all is said and done here, we have a runner on second. No one has scored so far. Lincoln McCaffrey stepping on up to the plate. Gets a piece of that. Strike one.
Now batting, number 1, Lincoln McCaffrey.
So after the Bodie Culling hit, Lincoln McCaffrey looking to try and get something else rolling here. He has 2 down, but he has 2 strikes. Hunter Hector looking to get out of this one. The pitch. Tried to catch him off the knees. Ball 1. Hunter Hector not happy about that. 3-2 the count, or 1-2 the count, 3-2 the score. Hector with the look second, now going. That one, a little pop. And no go, no play there. Still 1-2. A runner in scoring position, we've already talked about it. They're crucial. They have been crucial here. And it has been a tough one here, the last 3 innings. The 1-2 deliveries. He backs off. Gauge yourself. Lincoln McCaffrey. He's a guy that's already had a single in this game, 1 for 3. A single would certainly put a lot of panic into the Warriors right now. Wisely lays off that one, and we're deuces wild. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 down. It's a 3-2 ball game. Now they'll look to fire. That one's set, sailing, but out of play. So here we go. The 2-2 count. And he got him. Hunter Actor, show that pride. What a clutch performance there. You needed that to stay in this one. And now it's put up or shut up time. It's time now for the bottom half of the inning. Hey, don't go anywhere. We got a game to wrap up when we come back.
Hey everybody, got something special for all you electric fence owners out there. It's called Insolites, the LED flashing insulated light that you can see from up to half a mile or more away. It's so great you can see it from the comforts of your car or even your own home. That's right, you can put it onto almost any type of post out there, run the wire right through it, and that's all you need to do. Because Insolites goes with the pulse of the fence. So if there is no pulse, there is no flashing light, helping you locate where a problem may be or where a problem may exist that you didn't know was happening. It's simple as that. So you don't need to ground anything, add any bulky equipment, or shock yourself to test if your fence is working. All you need to do today is head to insolites.com and get you some, and you will not be disappointed. It's simplicity at its finest. So go ahead to insolites.com today and get you some. Oh, and by the way, make sure to tell them that IA Baseball sent you.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Tate Lofswold kicking us off. Another inning for him. Cal Jeepson on the mound. That one, one chopper out there to Cleveborn. He'll fire to first, and that's the first pitch, first out. Now 2 more, and Sioux City East has will have officially taken the sweep here. But Sergeant Bluff Luton Warriors, man, they're looking to come back here. Parker Luchin stepping on up. He drove in the only 2 runs for the Warriors so far. Southeastern Community College lost, and their season has concluded here. The Blackhawks, Iowa Central is up 10-8, and the 8th inning of their game. If they advance, they will be one of the final 4 in the JUCO World Series. So again, Southeastern, the Blackhawks have concluded their season. Meanwhile, the season continues on into the 8th inning for Iowa Central, up by 2. Hey, appreciate you coming along for the ride, folks. It has been absolutely intense. First inning, 2 runs. Parker Luchin puts across the 2 runs that has been the only offense for the Warriors to this point. And meanwhile, it took all the way to the 5th inning, and it happened on a 2-run home run by Cal Jeepson to even the score at 2 apiece. And then the top half of the 6th, Jack Steeler, as that one is shot right back off the glove of Jeepson. The play, the throw, the dive. No. Did not get him. What an effort. What an effort. Luchin does not want to lose this game for sure. He gets the infield single. Heck of a play. Jeepson, all you could do was try and bat that ball down. That was a hard play to make. And I got to give him kudos for keeping it in field. And now we got Alex Wilson back up to the plate. Looking for his first hit. 0 for 2 with a walk. Again, 2 runs in the first for Sergeant Bluff, 2 runs in the 5th for Sioux City East, and then it was Jack Sealer in the top half of the 6th on an RBI single to put the Black Raiders up by 1. That's where we stand right now, 3-2. Here's the 1-1 count. Wisely lays off. One of the better hitters in this lineup here has been Alex Wilson. Across game 1, 2 hits, it showed. He's been very patient in all of his at-bats here in game 2. Runner taken off to second. There will be a throw. The dive, not in time. The throw just off by a bit. The throw a little bit late there also. And a successful stolen base for Parker Luchin. And now a big chance to tie this one. 3-1 the count to Wilson. Here we go. This has been tense from the 4th inning on. We have had a heck of a battle here today. Game 2 has given us everything. Here we go. And now we draw it full. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 1 down. It's a 3-2 lead. Cal Jeepson on the mound in relief of Jack Sealer, who went 12 strikeouts deep. The full count. And now we get 2 runners onto the base pass. So now it's Braxton Van Meter looking to grab a second hit in this one. He has grounded out, walked, and singled. He's been productive here today. They need him to come through right now. I mean, you don't get much more tense than this. State tournament. This is state tournament worthy right here. And we're in May. I mean, can you get any better than that? I don't know. I truly don't. This has been a heck of a battle here today. Again, as we take a look at our Casimir Sports recap so far, Parker Luchin had a 2-run double in the bottom half of the 1st. Cal Jeepson, who's on the mound right now, answered in a big way in the 5th with a 2-run blast of his own over the fence to tie it up. The very next inning, top half of the 6th, Jack Sealer, who has reached base every single time he has come up to the plate today, came through in a big way, got them the lead. That's where we're at, 3-2. It has been tense. No runs have scored since then, but man, has it been a tense one. Van Meter up. Here we go. 1 down, 2 on. The pitch. Count it, strike 1. Again, the Blackhawks of Southeastern Community College, their season concluded today. They lost in their elimination game. The Iowa Central Tritons still up by 2 as they continue on to get a chance to be part of the Final Four potentially. Did he go? And the man behind the plate says, yes, he did. And Coach Nelson's coming out saying, man, I don't see it. I don't see it. And now this provides Cal Jeepson with an absolute big moment right here, folks. Here's the 1-2. Gets him to swing at, and now we are 1 out away. The Black Raiders have fought their way back and a potential to win this one here. 3 strikeouts from Jeepson. I got to tell you, that's what you want coming on the mound in relief in a very tense game like this. We have John back and forth. And now Kyler Tyndall. This is it, folks. Buckle up. The pitch. Swings through that one, strike 1. Jeepson has been as good as you can in relief. There's a huge situation right now. 2 on, 2 out. Tyndall at the plate. The runner's taken off. And now we're down to our final strike. Runners now at second and third. The 0-2 count. The biggest at bat for Kendall, is right now. And he's looking at one more strike. Count it! Strikeout, the win, Sioux City East. In a thriller Game 2 battle has taken this one, and they sweep the day. Ladies and gentlemen, I have seen a lot of games. I've seen state tournament games. I've called state tournament games. I've called collegiate games. I have never had one that's been as tense and as exciting as we have had here today, Game 2. This has been as fun as it can get, ladies and gentlemen. Wow, what an absolute battle here today. We're going to take a quick break, and we're going to look to have our player of the games, I should say, across both games. I think you'll believe me when I say that this was absolutely a no-brainer. Jack Steeler has taken both player of the game for Game 1 and Game 2, so he is the overall unanimous winner here tonight. 3-2 our final. We'll be back to wrap it up.
Hey everybody, got something special for all you electric fence owners out there. It's called Insolites, the LED flashing insulated light that you can see from up to half a mile or more away. It's so great you can see it from the comforts of your car or even your own home. That's right, you can put it onto almost any type of post out there, run the wire right through it, and that's all you need to do. Because Insolites goes with the pulse of the fence. So if there is no pulse, there is no flashing light, helping you locate where a problem may be or where a problem may exist that you didn't know was happening. It's simple as that. So you don't need to ground anything, add any bulky equipment, or shock yourself to test if your fence is working. All you need to do today is head to Insolites.com and get you some, and you will not be disappointed. It's simplicity at its finest. So go ahead to Insolites.com today and get you some. Oh, and by the way, make sure to tell them that IA Baseball sent you.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. It is a winner sweep for Sioux City East, 3-2 in Game 2. The box score brought to you by Casmium Sports. Sergeant Bluff Luton Falls, they had 2 runs off 8 hits, 10 runners left on base. And for Sioux City East, they're victorious off of 3 runs from 7 hits, 7 runners left on base. 12 strikeouts from Jack Steeler starting, 4 from Cal Jeepson in relief, and they take the overall sweep here today. Game 1, 20-4 in favor of the Black Raiders. Game 2, 3-2 in favor of Sioux City East as well. Jack Steeler, our Game 2 player of the game as well. What a game he had. He went 4 for 4 with a run driven in and 12 strikeouts. Across Game 1, he reached in via error, 2-run RBI, walk, hit by pitch, error, double. It didn't matter. He got on. And he managed to be our overall player of the game, brought to you by Casmium Sports, and that takes the win. So with that, ladies and gentlemen, thanks for tuning in. As always, make sure to catch up on our player of the game interview coming on up after this. But as for our broadcast now, we want to say thank you so very much for tuning in. And until we see each other next time, stay safe on the base pass.